Hello and blessings, my beautiful souls. Avalon here and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to show you this beautiful deck that I recently purchased and have been waiting for such a long time to unbox. I've just been so busy of late, but I'm desperate to get into this one and I'm so excited about it. Look at it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I found this deck originally on somebody's YouTube channel. I can't remember who it was. I was doing a bit of a Google search and it popped up with a tarot picker card, which aren't really my style of videos to watch, but I quickly saw this deck sitting on the table and I'm like, what is that? You know, I went into big frenzy mode. Now I'm pretty sure, like, we're in June, right? It's June. It's actually, it's June the 11th today. And I'm pretty sure I purchased this one last year. So when I say recently, I mean in the last 6 months. Because I am on a deck buying ban, I bought a deck for my birthday and that has been it. I haven't acquired any new decks this year, but I have tons, and I mean there's tons of decks to unbox that have been sitting on my shelf, some for as long as like 10 years. I don't know what to say. It's just the collector in me. I'm a Taurus. I like to collect. Some decks I collect for the sheer purpose of having on my shelf. But I have decided after a long conversation with my son that while I am a collector, I still want to be able to play with my toys. We're having, like, he's ADHD, and we were having this nice little conversation about hoarding mentality versus collecting and all of that kind of good fun stuff. And also, I live in a tiny home, and so I am actively going to need to go through my collection once again and cull it back. So I may be getting rid of a few decks. I'll be listing them on my website just in case any of you are interested in some of these decks that I might have. Anyway, I get sent a lot of decks as well for review, so I have a lot of decks. But this one here, I found on my own, I purchased with my own money, and I am excited to dive into it. It is the Citadel Tarot, a fantasy, it's not even a tarot, it's an oracle. Sakes. The Citadel Oracle, I'm so sorry, by Fez Inkwright. Okay, look at the back of it. There's a bit of glare here, but you will see that they're interestingly shaped cards, and that's kind of what initially like grabbed me. That's what attracted me, you know, straight away, and then I deep dived and then had a look at them. So I'm going to move over to my overhead camera over here, and we are going to have a nice close-up look at this beautiful, beautiful tarot. It's an oracle deck. It is an oracle deck. It is an oracle deck, not a tarot deck. I've just been all systems go for tarot at the moment. So this is an oracle deck. We are going to have a look at this beautiful, the Citadel Fantasy Oracle. An oracle deck to add to my oracle card collection, of which I have many.
Okay, let's begin. We have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. We have assassin, the assassin, ruthless, conviction. Interesting. Ooh. We have the catalyst, radical changes, taking control. I'm loving these keywords. The diviner, divine timing and evaluation. Nice little seed there. The fate, accepting help and guidance. Chop chop, cutting the cords there. The founder, foundations, community. The artwork is really interesting. It's very pen and ink style, very simplistic, very minimalistic, yet quite well done because of the way that they've actually placed the spot glossing. It's interesting, like the glimmer and the glitter. We have the air, unseen potential, hesitation. The hound, loyalty, change, and promise. So cool. The king, control, reversal, fortune. It's simple yet effective. The Poet, relationships and vulnerability. The Queen, determination and sacrifice. The Sleeper, cause and effect, clarity. The Spy Master, knowledge and distrust. The Waker, awareness and reflection. See, very simple. Super interesting. The Wise One, tradition, order. The Acolyte, new projects and learning. The Alchemist, balance, invention, destruction. There is something solvi et coagula. Something like that anyway. The Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. I love that. It's very Artemis and her bow right there. The Astronomer, discovery, augury. The Captain, taking command and teamwork. The Cartographer, a crossroads, exploration. The Champion, achievement and downfall. The Enchanter, deception and trickery. We're yet to see a face. I say that with a skull behind it, but yet to see a face. This is more hands. This is more like the micro rather than the macro. The Guide, inheritance and correction. The Orator, communication and confidence. The Patron, mentorship, finances. The Priest, perseverance, faith. The Scholar, investigation, research. The Sentinel, determination and certainty. Interesting. The Warrior, perfectionism and burnout. The Botanist, parenthood, legacy. The Forgotten, doesn't that look very UFO to you? Missed opportunities, fear of failure. The Gambler, loss, risks. The Hunter, sure-footedness, predestination. The Merchant, self-worth, trade. The Miser, stubbornness, inflexibility. The Muse, generosity, naivete. The Pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. The Pilgrim, opportunities, growth. The Sailor, new influences, wanderlust. The Shepherd, calibration, family. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. The Thief, seizing the moment, selfishness. The Vengeance, overcoming slights, a choice. I'm feeling that one. The Walker, the unknown journey. And yet they're birds. The Adventurer, responsibility, expectations. Look at how sooty my hands are from playing with the fire today. The Brawler, lack of empathy, confrontation. The Chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration. The Dancer, self-expression, strength. The Herald, small regrets, longing. The Masakari, hiding your true self, projection. The Musician, inspiration and gratitude. The Painter, this is a striking image, look at that. Productivity and creation, I like that one. Look at these little UFO bodies. I mean, the Puppeteer, explanation, apologies. The Runaway, secrets, running from problems. The Storyteller, viewpoints, control. The Traitor, attention to detail, pride. The Twins, self-protection, dual nature. I can feel some tarot in these cards. The Weaver, discovery, transition. And the Witch, experimentation, rebellion. I love that. That's a beautiful image. So gorgeous.
So after having a close-up look at the Citadel, I've got to say that I can feel the presence of tarot inside the oracle cards. The Painter, productivity and creation, that made me think very much of you know, a little bit of the Suit of Wands, as well as the Empress, the fertile creator. The Puppeteer, that felt a little bit like devil. Then we have Twins, which felt very lovers. There was just the Weaver, rediscovery and transitions. And then like there was just like a hint of tarot throughout, I felt. But all in all, I have tiny hands. Here's the thing, I have tiny hands, and this just feels so right in my hands. To shuffle these odd cards, I mean, I love the shape of them. I really am quite in love with the shape of the cards themselves. They shuffle really nicely. They are non-gilded, so you can see the edges of them. They are not gilded, but still very beautiful. And I'm just going to give it a shuffle, and then we can pull a card and just sort of read the vibe, because I'd like to have a good look at a singular card in the deck and sort of read the upright and reverse meaning in the guidebook, because I always like to get a feel for the message. All right, I haven't given it too thorough. Oh, okay, we've got the Hunter. There we go. Sure-footedness and predestination. All right, so the Hunter. So the Hunter is part of the crowd. This we now know. Here is the write-up. It's quite good, isn't it? All right, so sunlight dapples the forest floor, and from the shaded ferny depths, a white stag emerges. Nearby, a shadowy figure pauses, and a bowstring draws back with a creak. The Hunter is a patient person, capable of following their prey for days at a time, eyes always on the on the tracks before them. By not looking up, they never appreciate the beauty of the forest around them, but that doesn't matter so long as they reach their quarry, right? There's a question. That's a question mark right there. It's time for you to put your head down and block out all distractions. The forest may be beautiful, but stopping to admire the view won't get you any closer to your goal. You are the Hunter right now. Your path is clear. Your prey is within sight. No matter how tempting slowing down for a moment might seem, now is not the time. Maintain your focus and determination to complete your task. Now, I'm loving that vibe. Reversed meaning. In the reverse position, the advice of the upright card still applies. However, this is a warning to keep your eye on the balance of things. If you only ever focus on your quarry, you'll spend your whole life unaware that the forest exists. You haven't stopped to appreciate your surroundings recently. Take a breather. Okay. I really like that, and I really enjoyed the message too, because I feel like I need that at the moment. Just a little extra forward motivation. So all in all, the Citadel Oracle, very cool looking deck, just a very cool box. Just a really cool, awesome box. Like the inside of it, it's all super beautiful and detailed. The whole deck is a vibe, I've got to say. I can see this becoming one of my absolute favorites. In fact, I'd like to do a live stream and pull some cards from there as supplementary to tarot readings, because I think that they would absolutely top off a tarot reading like mwah, chef's kiss. And so I'm really, really excited. I'm so glad that I found it on the interwebs and had the foresight to purchase it. This was very much an impulse buy, and I've got to say that it's one of those impulse buy moments that has really paid off, because I now have this beautiful new deck to play with. 60 cards in an Oracle deck is quite rare to find these days. That's a lot of cards in a deck, and I love that, especially because I am predominantly a tarot reader. I work with 78 cards. I'm used to having like a chunky amount of cards in my hands when I'm shuffling, and this feels quite good in that it feels robust, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. But I like that this has 60 cards rather than, 23 or 32 or 52. I like that it has 60. It's nice, it's well-rounded, it seems to have capped off all of those primary slivers of life, if you know what I mean, with its depictions and its keywords. Like, what am I talking about here, Avalon? Let me tell you. The astronomer, discovery, right? We have the botanist, parenthood. How often do you see parenthood in an oracle deck? It's not often. The forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. Like, that's good stuff right there. The gambler, loss risks. That's pretty common. The hound, loyalty, chains, and promise. That again is pretty promised. We've got the king for control, reversal of fortune. We have the poet, relationships. But what I love about the poet card is that it also represents vulnerability. Vulnerability. You do see a little bit of vulnerability in certain oracle decks, more indie published ones, I would say. There's just the assassin, ruthless conviction. Like, if you're a staunch type of person, that will really apply. I'm a Taurus. When I go to battle, it's with ruthless conviction. The catalyst, radical change, taking control. I feel that's pretty good. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. The pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Did I even see that? I don't recall. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Sometimes you never know when cards stick themselves together. Anyway, the pilgrim, opportunities for growth. Love the lantern, reminds me of the hermit in the tarot. So the sailor, new influence, wanderlust. Oh, I love the vibe. So I'm really impressed with the selection of cards and the selection of keywords. I think they've ticked all the boxes for me personally. I don't know about you, but I'm very finicky and quite particular. It doesn't feel like it is geared towards any one theme. So I talk a little bit on my channel here about, all-rounder style decks and attuned decks. A lot of oracle decks can appear all-rounder, but they can be quite attuned still. And this one here feels like an all-rounder, which is, it's like a gem to find. I'm really, really, really pleased with myself here. I'm quite pleased with this deck. I'm quite pleased with myself for having found this deck. I am quite looking forward to working with this deck. So there you have it, beautiful souls. The Citadel Oracle by Fez Inkwright, published by Luminea111.com. I feel like I know them, and I have other decks that are by them, so... Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing, this spirited, I would say, unboxing of the Citadel Oracle. If you have enjoyed this deck, let me know what you think. What did you think of the shape of the cards? I have round cards, and I have square cards, and I have rectangular cards, but I don't have any of this particular shape of card. So what did you think about the shape? And what's your feel for the deck? I'd really love to hear your thoughts on it. Is this one that appeals to you? Is it not really your cup of tea? Is it the art style? What did you think of the keywords? It looks fresh, like visually it appeals to me. And I love the font used on the cards. I just think it is mwah, chef's kiss. So I'm really glad that I found it. And with all of that said and done, beautiful souls, thank you so much for allowing me to share this beautiful unboxing of the Citadel Oracle with you. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts on the subject. Let me know. Drop some comments below. If you've liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. Share it around if you know someone that might be like gagging for this deck. I wish somebody had done that for me. Look at this deck, Avs! Look at this deck! And I would have found it probably much sooner than I did. So the benefit of sharing is there for people like me who are collectors, especially in the realm of Tarot, Oracle, Lenormand cards, the cartomancy community here on YouTube and all other platforms. Like share, because honestly, you never know. You never know. Some decks are so gorgeous and they get buried because you don't get to see them. This has been out for a year and I don't know how I would have found it had I not been actively searching Tarot Oracle at the time. So I really had to go out of my way to find it, is all I'm saying. So share if you must. Much love to you, many blessings, take care. Mwah. See ya.